Hello everyone, I am Arima Khanam and welcome back to Balaji Online Classes. Today we are going to study lesson number 6 and 7, linking verbs and the complements. Students, this chapter, linking verb, does not have any grammatical definition. You need to know things in this, why these verbs are called linking verbs and to what context they are used, why they are incomplete, they are of incomplete predications, and why are they called linking verbs or copular verbs. So let's know about linking verbs. In this video we'll be studying about its feature, different features. We'll be studying about linking verbs, we'll be studying about complements, and we'll know about it grammatically, and we'll know about the subject complement and the object complement. So let's get started with the linking verbs. First of all, I'll read some examples and then I'll tell you how they are called linking verbs and why they are called linking verbs. Geeta walks. The tired soldier slept. In each of these sentences, the predicate walks and slept is an intransitive verb. You all know what are transitive and intransitive verbs. When there is an object in a sentence, the verb is called transitive, and when there is no object in a sentence, the verb is called intransitive. The verb which is used in a sentence is called intransitive. So in each of these sentences, the predicate walks and slept, the examples which I read, is an intransitive verb because there is nothing written, there is no object in this, so they are intransitive. That means no object. These sentences make complete sense. If there is no object also, then also they are sensible and they are giving a sensible meaning. Let's look at some other examples. The earth is, Kartik appears, the sky turned, mangoes are. In these sentences, you will see that the sentences are incomplete. Incomplete predications are there. In these examples, none of the group of the words make complete sense. This is because their predicates are incomplete. These groups of words have intransitive verbs. Verbs are also intransitive. There is no object. Still, we need to add a word or a group of words to them to complete their predications, so that they make complete sense. So the earth is what? The earth is beautiful, the earth is round. This way you will have to add words to make it meaningful. Kartik appears what? Kartik appears happy, sad, gloomy, furious. The sky turned crimson and golden. It turned red and golden. Mangoes are sour, they are sweet. This way you will write the sentence. Such verbs like is, appear, turn, or are what? Are called verbs of incomplete predications. They are used as verbs of incomplete predication. There is no predication written after that. They are also called linking verbs or copular verbs. So they are called linking verbs and copular verbs because we are writing something after those verbs. So they are linking because they are linking the sentence with the other words or phrase or any noun phrase, anything. They are joining the other part of the predicate with the main part of the sentence. Some common linking verbs are forms of be. You all know what are the forms of be, is, am, are, was, were. When used as main verbs, when they are used as main verbs, sound, feel, smell, taste, appear, seem, become, get, go, grow, turn, etc. Linking verbs are called so because they link a subject. They link the subject to a word or a phrase that describes or identifies the subject. So when we are writing something more about the subject, or when we are writing, we are defining the subject, we use these linking verbs. They put the subject in the context and help complete an expression. Linking verbs are usually followed by words or group of words that can have the nature of an adjective, adverb or noun. These words are groups of words or are called complements. Complements I'll tell you in this video only. I'll read some examples. Sumesh is, if you are writing like this, Sumesh is, so it is incomplete. Sumesh is what? Sumesh is happy. So it is adjective, happy Sumesh. So we are describing Sumesh. So this is adjective. The remote is here. This is adverb. My uncle is a carpenter. So we are describing the noun. So it is a noun phrase. Some verbs are also linking verbs. They are called true linking verbs. We'll study about true linking verbs also in this video. True linking verbs do not talk of an action but tell us something about the subject or its states of being. Okay, they do not tell about the action. As you all know, what is the definition of verb? Verb tells us what the subject in a sentence is, what it does and what it possesses. So we are not talking about the action, instead we are talking about the subject or its state of being. They connect the subject to additional information about it. They tell something more about the subject. True linking verbs are forms of be, is, am, are, was, were, being and been. So what are the forms of be? These are the forms of be, is, am, are, was, were, being and been. Seem, seems or seemed. Become, becomes or became. Chirag is a doctor. Tell us what Chirag is. We were thrilled to hear the news. Describe how the subject feels. Beena seems to have recovered from her illness. Tells us of Beena's condition or state of being. It became evident that he was not telling the truth. Tell us of what state of being. Okay, so these are the things we have studied in this, and I'll tell you the features of linking verbs. What are the features of linking verbs? First one is linking verb tell us what the subject is or what state the subject is in. What the subject is and in what state it is. Like Sania is a tennis player. So what is the subject? She is a tennis player. And in what state? He appeared angry. The subject appeared angry. The next one is linking verb links the subject with words that give more information about it. They link the words with the verb that tell us more about the subject. These words form the complement of the sentence. So these verbs are the complement of the sentence that we'll study in the next part. Feels, for example, he feels nervous during exams. Feels is a linking verb because it tells us more about the subject. So feels is what? It is telling something more about the subject. Jia felt the fine cloth of dress with her finger. Here the verb felt is not a linking verb because it does not tell us about Jia's condition, about what she did. The action, what she did, we are coming to know by reading this sentence. She touched the cloth. The next one is, if we replace the main verb in a sentence with an appropriate form of true linking verb and it still makes sense, the main verb is a linking verb. So if we replace the main verb in a sentence with an appropriate form of true linking verb, कि अगर सही तरह से हम लोग ट्रू लिंकिंग वर्ब की तरह यूज करते हैं तो इट विल बी अ मेन लिंकिंग वर्ब. फॉर एग्जांपल, ही फील्स फाइन, ही इज फाइन, सो इट मेक्स सेंस, सो द वर्ब इज लिंकिंग. वर्ब इज व्हाट? इट इज लिंकिंग. He felt the fine cloth of the dress with her finger. She is the fine cloth of the dress. No, it's not a linking verb. We are not talking about the subject, we are talking about the cloth here, so it is not linking verb. The children grew excited. The children became excited. It makes sense. So the verb is linking. And the children grew quickly. The children were quickly. So it is not making any sense. We are not describing the subject. So it is not a linking verb. The next one is, when a pronoun no follows a linking verb, it should be in the subjective. not objective. When a pronoun is described, it should be subjective, यानी कि about the subject, not about the object. For example, it was she I was talking about. She is the subject. Okay. It was him they selected. So it is not like this. It was him. It was he. They selected. Him is an objective pronoun and cannot rightly be used here. So that's it in the linking verbs. Now coming to the next part, that is the complement, the 7th lesson. What is complement? We know that a sentence needs a subject and a finite verb. You all know what is finite verb. Finite verbs are the verbs that are controlled or limited by the person, number or tenses, and also an object when the verb is transitive. Okay, when we know that a sentence needs a subject, a transitive verb and an object when the verb is transitive. A sentence sometimes needs other elements. Other things also is required in the are required in the sentence to make its meaning complete. Look at the following examples. I'll read some examples. Om was tired. What was Om? Om was tired. We were excited about winning. This is what he did. The highlighted part, the next part after the verbs, the next part is the highlighted part in each sentences, makes its meaning complete. So if we are not writing those part of the sentence, the meaning will not be complete. This element is called a complement. अगर हम ऐसे पूरा sentence लिख रहे हैं, you can see on page number 42, then it will make a complete sense. And if you are not writing that, it won't make any sense. And if we add those words or phrases or group of words, then those words are called complements. A complement is a word, phrase or a clause that is necessary to complete the meaning of the sentence. Okay, it is mandatory to be written with the sentence to make it meaningful, and that is called a complement. A complement may be a subjective or objective. When we are talking about the subject, then it is subject complement, and when we are talking about the object, it is object complement. I'll tell you something more about subject complement. A subject complement follows a linking verb. Okay, you all know what is linking verb. The complement of the linking verb either describes the subject or gives it another name. Therefore, it is called a subject complement. It also gives another name sometimes, so it is called subject complement. The subject complement may be the following. Okay, different types of subjective complements may be there, like a noun or pronoun. As such, it renames the subject. अगर noun और pronoun है तो rename कर दिया जाएगा, उसको दूसरा नाम दिया जाएगा. जैसे Saturn is a planet, Poonam is an architect. This way. A predicate adjective that describes the subject. Children were hungry. This coffee tastes excellent. It can be used as a participle, like mother seemed agitated. This looks amazing. And infinitive, you all know what is infinitive. Okay, to infinitive, bare infinitive. The child appeared to shudder. This is to infinitive. And Manav's aim is to succeed. This is also to infinitive. It can be used this way: a group of words doing the work of an adjective. So a group of words that is working as an adjective, like the second hand car was in an excellent condition. This is a phrase, total phrase, and it is describing, so it is adjective phrase. The drive through the mountain was an awful inspiring experience. So we are describing the drive, so it is adjective phrase. Next one is an adverb or an adverbial. We'll be studying in the 8th chapter about adverbs and adverbial. You all know what are adverbs. When we use certain words to describe verbs, adjectives or other adverbs in a sentence, that those words are called adverbs. Or an adverbial: he is at the gate. He is never at home. A noun clause. Okay. Neha's problem is that she will not listen. John's opinion is that Meera is telling the truth. Now the next part is object complement. जब हम object के बारे में बात करते हैं, that is called object complement. Look at these examples. The man rang the bell. adequate exercise keeps one healthy. The verb in these sentences, rang and keeps, are transitive verbs. You all know what are transitive verbs. So they require an object each to complete their meaning. In the first sentence, the verb rang takes the object the bell to complete its predicate. In the next sentence, the verb keeps takes the object one. However, the meaning of the sentence still remain incomplete. We want to know how exercise keeps one, and we receive the answer with the word healthy. The word healthy which completes the meaning of the sentence is a complement. जब हम लास्ट में वर्ड या फ्रेज ऐसा कुछ लिखते हैं जो पूरे सेंटेंस का मीनिंग कंप्लीट करता है, that is a complement. So we are talking about the object and it is giving more information about the object, so it is an object complement. An object complement may be of the following. For example, first one is an adjective that describes the object, then a noun that renames the object, and as a participle adjective, and the next one is an infinitive phrase. You all know what are infinitives, a noun phrase or a participle phrase. So that's it in this lesson. I hope you understood everything. Read the lesson thoroughly and do the exercises in your notebooks and copies, and stay at home, take care of yourself, and meanwhile wait for my next video. Bye bye.